So, man, we've just been getting trailer after trailer after trailer, haven't we? So, let's talk about X-Men Apocalypse. Let's talk about that. This is pretty good. This was a pretty good trailer. I really enjoyed it. I am so pumped for this movie. It's kind of funny, I actually constantly forget this movie's coming out. And this trailer reminded me, hey, you know that movie you liked last year? Yeah. I got the sequel. Here's the sequel trailer. Boom. It's not that I'm not like excited for it. I just there's so much shit out there that I constantly forget. Oh yeah, X-Men Apocalypse is coming out. It's the same thing when like I had this before with several other trailers that were coming out like of this year, like movies coming out this year. I was like, oh yeah, that's coming out. Like there were so many other movies. I was like, oh yeah, that film. Like Ant-Man, I totally forgot Ant-Man was going to be a thing this year. So, let's get into this trailer. This trailer is ominous as fuck. I gotta be honest. This is probably going to be one of the darkest, and not to say the other movies weren't dark, but I have a feeling this is going to be pretty freaking dark as a film. This is going to be a very dark story involving Apocalypse. And, yeah, I am I'm very excited because I like the design of Apocalypse. I really do. I've always kind of liked it, honestly. I've never thought like, oh, it looks like Ivan Ooze. Because here's the thing, Apocalypse is a fucking shapeshifter. The dude can make himself look whatever he wants to look like. So, you know what? I'm totally fine with this design. We didn't get the A on the belt. We didn't get the giant tubes on the arm. Though I did see one scene of the trailer where it looked like we do see the tubes on the arm. So, we got that. So, it looks a lot better rather than, those early scenes, those early footage clips we've seen. So, totally fine with that. With Apocalypse, I'm okay with the design. Just one thing that's bugging me. One thing that is just bugging me, and I'm pretty sure I'm not the only one. But this could be easily fixed, and I could easily just get through it. I could easily just tolerate it. Something about Apocalypse's voice just doesn't feel right to me. Like, whenever you think Apocalypse, you always think the voice is like this big, bombastic kind of, just this big and powerful, resonating voice. Like, look at the Apocalypse from, from the original 90s cartoon. He had this big, resonating voice, and that really made you go, oh, fuck. And then in X-Men Evolution, David Kaye did the voice, and he had this very deep and resonating voice there. In here, he sounds like he sounds more like a psycho priest. And I understand that's the whole point of Apocalypse, is that he's like the end of times incarnate, hence the name. So I don't know, I'm just kind of used to Apocalypse having like this deep and powerful voice. But the voice is not bad. Not to say the voice is terrible. I thought they were going to use like some kind of voice changer on him. And for all intents and purposes, again, Apocalypse can shapeshift. He can change his voice, in fact. So I'm pretty goddamn sure that, Apocalypse is going to, have his voice is not going to sound like that all the time. For all we know, the trailers, the movie's still in editing, the guys. So maybe they'll do something to, morph the voice a bit. But as it stands, not that I hate the voice, it's just that I always I always envisioned Apocalypse having, again, a very powerful, very strong, very, just this very commanding tone. Something like, I always kind of imagine, like, imagine Smaug's voice and put it there. I feel like that would have been, using Benedict Cumberbatch's Smaug voice, or something of that nature, like Unicron's voice from, Orson Welles' Unicron. Something of that nature. But, yeah, I'm not, I'm okay with the voice. I just kind of, it will grow on me. It will grow on me, and for all we know, maybe it will change throughout the, maybe... Because here's the thing, Apocalypse wants to get followers. That's apparent in this trailer. And you don't need this deep, resonating voice. You're going to scare the shit out of people. Obviously, how you look already, even to mutants, you're intimidating. But with that voice, you're probably going to sound a lot worse. So, it would make sense that you would have this kind of calm, kind of collected tone to, entice people to come around you. So that makes sense. Now that I think about it, I'm like, yeah, that would make sense if Apocalypse is trying to gain, followers. a deep, this deep, powerful voice would probably scare people off, obviously with the appearance alone. But yeah, it would make a lot more sense if he had this calm, collected tone. And then, later on he reveals, he has this big, powerful voice, and he's out to wreck your shit backwards. So, let's also talk about the other images we saw. We saw quick images of, Jubilee, who, by the way, I saw early, set photos of Jubilee. They show the costume and everything, and I said out loud, that's Jubilee, right there. And in the movie, we see a quick glimpse of it, boom, that is, it's just like how Jubilee walked out of the comics. We also see Nightcrawler, who, yeah, I'm fine with this. Yeah, I like the design of Nightcrawler. Looks very much like how he looked in X-Men 1, which, duh, this is another Bryan Singer movie. What was I expecting? Also got to see Storm with the Mohawk, and it looks like, yeah, Storm, Archangel, Magneto, and Psylocke are all going to be the Four Horsemen. By the way, that's the biggest derp face I ever saw in Quicksilver. He just had this kind of look. I mean, I know he's running, but I just that face when he's running. Is he scared? Is he being thrown? I don't know, but that face, oh my god, that face. But no, there is a clear and present danger with Apocalypse, and you just see, I don't know if it was a dream sequence by Jean, or anything, or something, but the world just looks like it's getting its shit wrecked. Speaking of which, let's talk about Jean real quick, Jean and the other, X-Men. It looks like what's going to happen is that Charles is going to be captured by Xavier, and what happens is that, it looks like, yeah, it's going to be Mystique and the X-Men, where Beast and Mystique are going to lead Scott, Jean, Jubilee, and some of the other younger X-Men to save him. Now, here's the other thing. If I recall right, Wolverine's in this movie, right? If I'm right, is Hugh Jackman in this movie? I can't remember. I don't know if he is or isn't. If he isn't, then totally fine with it, because the X-Men can we can do an X-Men movie without Wolverine, guys. So, not to say what's the word I'm looking for? I just can't remember, is he in this movie or not? Because I distinctly remember he was. I don't know, I'm just totally blanking on that, because we didn't see him in the trailer, and usually when he's, it's Wolverine, so you gotta show him off. But no, I think you got enough characters, and finally, can we have, it can finally be Cyclops' time to shine. I'd like to see that. I would like to see Cyclops get some, some quality film time. Yeah. I'm really excited for this new younger cast, honestly. You've got, I think this is also, by the way, Jennifer Lawrence's final film as Mystique, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, I think it is, for her. But yeah, I'm really excited for, seeing Sophie Turner, most of you guys would know her best from Game of Thrones, playing Jean Grey. She looks like Jean Grey, which I'm totally fine with, and, I'm really excited to see, Jean and Scott back together on screen. Really excited to see, Storm with the Mohawk, and it looks like in the costume. That's so freaking awesome. And you've got so many other characters in here. You even got the return of Moira McTaggart, which I'm really excited for, because and they even brought the actress back, so I thought she was great as Moira. So, yeah, all around, the Apocalypse voice is just a tiny thing, guys. It really is, for me, just a really tiny, small thing. Everything else in this trailer looks great. From I'm kind of like, wait, yeah, that is going to be a little strange of seeing Mystique of all people. I mean, yeah, we are seeing this redemption story for Mystique that started in X-Men Days of Future Past, and we're going to have Beast, which most of you guys who don't know, Beast is my favorite X-Man. So seeing him, leading the charge, leading these other, members to go save the world, all right, this sounds really fun. What I'm hoping for is that maybe somehow we'll get this will be a lead-in for Mr. Sinister. After Apocalypse is defeated, Mr. Sinister just comes out of the shadows and is like, I'm sorry, Master. I will finish what you started. Yeah, I'm just kind of like, I know it should have been if I did a film, it should have been Mr. Sinister then Apocalypse, but maybe have it that Mr. Sinister is, he's been hiding in the shadow and he's like Apocalypse's backup plan, and maybe we can get Mutant Massacre as a film. I don't know. Anyway, so I'm just kind of throwing ideas to the wall here. All in all, really good trailer, really excited. Bryan Singer, he can do no wrong with X-Men. So you guys tell me, what do you all think of X-Men Apocalypse? Are you guys excited? Are you guys not? All in all, just tell me, just comment below, let me know, and once again, hope you all enjoyed this, and I will see you guys later.